Jaguar XK120, the British icon that took the world by storm. The Jaguar XK120. Just the name conjures images of winding country roads, tweed jackets, and an era when cars had souls and drove with a sense of flair that's all but vanished today. Launched in 1948, this wasn't just a car, it was a British love letter to the automobile, penned by the genius minds at Jaguar when England needed a bit of a pick-me-up. The XK120 wasn't just a pretty face, although it was practically the George Clooney of the automotive world. With its long sweeping lines and low-slung body, it looked fast even when it was standing still. Under its bonnet lay a 3.4-liter inline-six engine, capable of 160 horsepower, a figure that, at the time, might as well have been announced by a dragon breathing fire. This was not a car that whispered around town. It roared, it sang, it seduced. Sit inside, and you're met with an interior swathed in leather and wood. The dashboard is a classic delight, simple, functional, with just the right touch of elegance. The thin-rimmed steering wheel feels more like an invitation to an adventure than a means to an end. It's the sort of cockpit that tempts you to throw on a pair of driving gloves and hit the open road with the wind tousling your hair. Driving the XK120 is akin to dancing with a prima ballerina who has a slight drinking problem. At low speeds, it's as graceful as anything else. The steering is light, the ride reasonably soft. But put your foot down, and it transforms. The car becomes wonderfully alive, the engine's growl turning into a symphony that could rival Beethoven. You feel every bump, every twitch, every whisper of the road beneath you. It's not perfect, far from it, but it's the imperfections that make it so charming. The XK120 was aptly named for its top speed of 120 mph, a staggering number for its day. This was a time when most cars would be puffing and panting to reach half that. It famously achieved 132 mph on a Belgian motorway, leaving the competition in a cloud of dust and disbelief. This wasn't just a fast car, it was the fastest production car in the world. No tale of the XK120 is complete without a nod to its racing pedigree. It wasn't enough for Jaguar to simply produce a beautiful road car, they had to prove its mettle on the track as well. And prove it they did. The XK120 dominated in 20 dominated races, showing the world that the British could produce speed and style that were unmatched. Of course, with any classic car, there are quirks. The aerodynamics of the XK120 are less slippery sports car and more elegant brick. The roof, if you could call it that, offered about as much protection from the rain as a sheet of kitchen roll. Visibility? Take a guess. The gear shift was a guessing game, especially if you were more used to modern synchros. And the brakes, they existed more in theory than in practice. But here's the crux. None of that matters. The Jaguar XK120 isn't about practicality, it's about passion. It's the embodiment of an era when driving was about pleasure, about feeling every inch of the journey, not just the destination. It's the sort of car that makes you want to wake up early just to drive it before the world clogs up with mundane, practical vehicles. So, if you ever get a chance to drive an XK120, do it. In a world increasingly filled with soulless, self-driving appliances, this car is a reminder of what driving used to be and what it should strive to be once more. If this dive into the world of the Jaguar XK120 has revved your engines, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to Auto Icons, and hit that bell so you never miss a moment of our automotive adventures. Trust me, the ride's just getting started.
you.